Humans and Birds by yours truly and Bernie. The big question: can human development be camouflaged to help animals adapt to urbanization better? Today we'll be looking at why this is important, how we conducted this study, and the results that we got. The purpose. The purpose of the experiment is to see if human development can be adaptable to animals by just changing the design of the buildings we create. Architects and civil engineers can design and build structures based off of an animal's natural habitat so that animals in the wild can adapt better to the negative effects of human urbanization. Our hypothesis. If a birdhouse is camouflaged to that of a typical habitat of a bird in South Florida, then approximately twice the amount of birds will choose to use the birdhouse that more closely resembles their natural habitat, rather than the house that looks like a building, because humans create things that are unnatural and animals will be more comfortable with the house that is more natural. In our study, the independent variable was how urbanized the birdhouse is, and the dependent variable was the amount of birds that enter each house.
Control was a simple birdhouse that was not decorated.
To conduct our project, we used 3 different birdhouses. We painted one to look like a building in the surrounding area of the study, a birdhouse that looked like a natural habitat, and a birdhouse that was just plain wood. We also used 5 spoonfuls of birdseed in each birdhouse to feed the birds, and we used a camera at least 25 feet away from the houses to prevent the observers' interference.
Bird hunting with Burn. It's approximately 5:30 in the morning. I went out to the park to hang the birdhouses. Pray a bird would come. So the spot where I had started and I thought was the best idea, they put sprinklers on. So we're gonna go find a new spot. Let's do it quick before I get rained on. Alright, check in with you. So I found these plants that kind of hang down on a vine. So I'm gonna try and hang the birdhouses up here and see if it works out. And it's also in a clump of trees, so hopefully the birds will be like, yeah, food, and come to this tree instead of the other trees. Alright, so now we got all the birdhouses hung up. Pretty good, pretty discreet. I'm enjoying it. Again, let's just hope birds come. Birdhouses are right over there in that tree. You can't see it on the camera because iPhones suck. But I'm all set up here. And still hoping for a bird. And went into that direction over there. I'm pretty excited because that means there are going to be more birds. Yeah. So it's pretty much near first light at this point. There was a bird. It flew by, so project is a success. In total, there were 5 birds. 3 of the birds went to birdhouse 2, and one went to birdhouse 1, and 1 went to birdhouse 3. 60% of the birds had preferred the house that looked more like a building. This may be due to the fact that the birds had already adapted to the lifestyle of human urbanization. Our hypothesis was rejected because the birds had not preferred the more natural house, but they had actually, in fact, preferred the house that was more urban. The limitations were the amount of time because we had started another project that had failed. The area of study because the birds in the area that was tested were probably used to urbanization more than that of a wild bird, and the materials because during the summer, birds are able to fend for themselves and have a surplus of food and do not require the food that we had served. In the future, a different species that is more affected by urbanization should be tested, as well as in the wintertime when they require the food. That's the end of the project, and if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask.